Hi, we have Roopa, Head of Customer and Digital from Zurich Asia Pacific. Now, Roopa, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So, firstly, can you share the story behind how Zurich Edge started and created? What inspired its launch?
Yeah, thanks a lot. So I think, data, digital, technology are the core tenets of Zurich as an insurance company. And I think what manifested Zurich Edge in Asia Pacific is a result of that strategy at the group level. We knew all our markets. We were seeing the trends around the fact that newer kind of partners were emerging, which were digital first. We were saying that no longer your traditional product offerings fit into the digital world, as well as I think we were seeing a disconnect in terms of the offerings in the market, that they were typically more focused on digital sales, but nothing there that there was end to end. So all of that manifested our own strategy at the group, but what we were observing in the Asia Pacific into Zurich Edge. Roughly, we started somewhere around 2022, where the whole, the concept emerged slowly but surely. We then started kind of manifesting into what do we need to do to, bring this vision to light as well. One of the things that we of course did, there were kind of like four parts to this kind of whole Zurich Edge proposition. I'll probably start with people first, because I think that's the most important. We realized that for us to be relevant in the market, we wanted to have digital squads in each of the markets who would actually understand what are the needs of the customers, as well as what are the partners in their local markets. So we had what we call digital squads, which were essentially your multifunctional champions in each of the markets. That kind of was the starting point in terms of people. But equally so, what we didn't want to lose was we are a 150-year-old plus company, and there's so much expertise that lies in terms of underwriting claims. We wanted to make sure we are leveraging our heritage, but we are also bringing, the digital first mindset. So it was the convergence of the two, especially on the people side, that we wanted to, acknowledge and kind of leverage on our expertise, but equally so make sure we bring a combination of fresh talent into the system, something that will be able. Of course, besides, of course, that we wanted to make sure, as I said, in the Zurich Edge proposition, was that we wanted to have digital first propositions. So a big part of one of the pillars is focusing on building new service offerings that are relevant, not just to promote the sales, but also from an awareness, engagement, and value add point of view as well. And again, all of that is not possible unless you have the right tech. And I think as part of that Zurich Edge, we created our in-house API first platform that really kind of enabled us to work with different partners, but also across different markets, because we didn't want a one-to-one solution for each market. We wanted to build something that gives us scale, and we can do different markets at the same time, right? So I think that's kind of how the combination of all of that kind of manifested into and what we have right now, Zurich Edge.
Well, thank you for the very detailed and in-depth answer. I think definitely there's a lot of rich history and heritage that comes along, and utilizing the right technology that's appropriate for the projects that you guys want to build at Zurich Edge. And so we can move on as well to the next question, which is looking ahead. What's your vision for Zurich Edge in the next few years?
Yeah, I think in the last couple of years, we have kind of crossed over 90 plus partners. We have an access to digital access to over 500 million customer base as well. I think we are as an insurance company and as Zurich Edge, in terms of how we think, we are a multi-product provider. We have quite a bit of breadth of our offerings, not just on general insurance, but life, and markets like Indonesia, Malaysia. We have Sharia and Takaful license as well. We want to leverage that, again, that foundation of breadth we have. And how we want to kind of do ahead is we want to, of course, expand our offerings. We want to make sure we make our value-added service offering all the more richer. So kind of expand our ecosystem of how kind of I see not just our digital partners, but our value-added offerings as well. And I guess that's kind of vision is definitely how many more customers we can touch. So we do want to kind of come to a position where we can proudly say that, in Asia Pacific, the customers that are at the heart of it, we are able to have more and more customers on our strategy, as well as on our vision, right, of Zurich Edge. Yeah.
Definitely, it sounds as though Zurich Edge is really trying to touch base and touch as many customers as possible right now. Serving how many millions of customers at the same time, and also moving on to the next part as well. It's how does Zurich Edge then stand out from other propositions when it comes to supporting your partners?
Yeah, look, I think it again goes back a bit at when we were envisioning what Zurich Edge means for us, as well as exactly to your point, how do we differentiate from what's happening in the industry as well. I think we saw a lot of focus on the be it other competitors or be it some of the insurtechs as well, a very heavy focus on the sales side of things as well. So I think one of the things that we feel sets us apart is, I think from our focus point of view, we wanted to build the focus on our proposition and our technology was end-to-end, full life cycle, and that's why I think anything that we touch, we ensure that it's not just solving the typical quote and sales part of it. We want to make sure the servicing and the claims piece comes as well. I think so. So I think what sets apart that, and the second thing is, I think we, as much as, again, I think the topic of embedded insurance, is so relevant and so important, especially in Southeast Asia. But equally so, what we are, as we are building ahead, is we are building the omni-channel experience as well. So I think where we wanted to kind of connect the offline and the online world as well. So I think from our perspective, what sets us apart is one, around our more comprehensive approach, to our ability to not just tap onto the embedded digital space, but also connect it back to what we are introducing, the Edge Assist platform under our offering, that would kind of close the loop on what's the other side of the offering. And I think the other piece which I feel is the people part, right? I think we have invested a lot of time in ensuring in each of our markets the vision that we have of Zurich Edge. The local team lives and breathes as well. So if you ask me, that's one of the things that I'm quite excited about, and I feel that really sets us apart, is that on the ground, it's not just here in the region or in the group that you'll probably have the excitement. You'll see local teams being fully living in this vision as well of Zurich Edge for us. So yeah, that kind of feels that people sets us apart as well then.
It sounds like it's a very holistic and comprehensive approach that Zurich Edge is trying to take on, especially when trying to serve its customers the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's kind of the cornerstone of how do we, so that this doesn't end here. It's something that's scalable and it's transforms internally as well to something bigger than where we are. Yeah.
Awesome. And finally, the last question that I have for you is, AI is the topic of the moment. Yeah. Is this something you're incorporating into the Zurich Edge?
Yeah, this question had to come, right? So I think, look, within the way how Zurich operates, data and technology and AI are not like separate topics. They all kind of come under the common architecture of how we look at transformation. So yes, there's a lot at the group level that's happening in terms of our own investments on AI and the initiatives. And certainly within Zurich Edge, absolutely, there's a lot that we are right now working on. I would probably split it into two, where we are right now kind of focusing on AI initiatives. One is pure at the platform side, because there are very clear use cases on how AI can help around automation, testing, and just the whole process efficiency that can come. But where I'm really excited about and where we are working on are some of the use cases more on the business enablement side, that how do we have some more in our kind of partnership model, how do we bring AI tools for customer engagement, as well as really closing the gap of awareness and understanding of insurance. So yeah, there are like business use cases, which I'm very fond of, but I think equally so, there's quite a bit of, I think the technology side is a bit more ahead, because that's where, it's a lot more clearer, and I think the teams are already implementing and it's already part of the process. This side, I think we are doing quite a bit of POCs at the moment, and hopefully in time to come, we'll be able to share more.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Roopa, for the really in-depth questions. The answers as well. So thank you so much for that. And that was Roopa from Zurich Edge.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.